Hello everyone and welcome to yesterday's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. So as like it is today, General Hospital was started in the morning. So we got a fresh day, and I kind of like making note of that because I feel like it helps with continuity a little bit, especially since towards the end of the year they tend to really speed it up so that the way the holidays land in the right spot, you know? So anyway, let's get right to it. At Kelly's, Sam and Jason are waiting for Curtis. And Jason doesn't trust him, but he's gonna need someone to knock on doors with because Sam can't do stressful work, obviously. Like she could still do like all the, background checks, still, do her job, but there's gonna get to a point where she can't, knock on doors with him. And he wants Curtis to be that person for him. And also, Curtis wants answers to this whole thing too. So almost like in Thor where Loki's like, trust my rage, like that kind of thing. So Jason thinks the new DA will want to make a name for herself and it'll wind up being at Sonny's expense. So they need to make it so this case never goes to trial. Will that happen? I don't know. So Alexis is inside Kelly, so they were outside. Julian texted her last night that, he expected to see her, and she pours alcohol in her coffee. So I'm trusting that her promise to Jax isn't exactly going the way that she promised. And Anna sits with her, and did she see Alexis spike her drink? No, she didn't. But for a second, it's like, ooh, did she? So they're actually meeting, and basically Anna heard about the Bar Association is reviewing Alexis's case early, and she offers to maybe use her influence to help, we can help each other. So she asks Alexis about Valentine. Basically, Alexis says, look, I just helped him with some routine work. He owns the whole Cassadine estate. Then Anna tells Alexis about Charlotte and Claudette and how Claudette disappeared and how, Griffin wound up losing custody, and that's kind of her involvement in this. Basically, she wants information on Valentine that could help back up his crimes or at least, find out who he is, where he came from, all that. So is there any information Alexis found out in her research, basically? So Alexis will tell her anything she knows. She's more than happy to help because she doesn't like Valentine just as much as the next person because, Nicholas. So she was able to establish lineage, and Anna wants to know about his childhood. Bedlington comes up again. Same story, but also we can add to the fact that he avoids any talk about his mother's side. Like, he will not talk about that. So that could be a little, string to pull at. And Alexis doesn't want Anna making any calls on her behalf because she has to seem, impartial, and that, might not help as much as Anna thinks it will. At Kevin's, Kevin and Laura wake up together. He seems to have blanked on the whole Santa thing. And they're going to make breakfast together. And then Laura's like, oh, are you going to have time for that? You have to be at the hospital. He's like, oh, let me check the time. And haha, he's supposed to be there right now. So at General Hospital, Ava is visiting Julian. Curtis is listening in, and Julian has a feeling that the police will never find the driver of the car. So Ava's all rah-rah against the police department, and she's so against Sonny, and, he's under house arrest right now, and he's vulnerable, and, now would be the time. So she really wants him to go after Sonny, like, a lot. And he advises her not to provoke Sonny, and he thinks it's possible Sonny will walk, and she thinks it seems like Julian, thinks Sonny was wrongly accused, which I think feeds into this idea that he knows Alexis is the one that hit him, and is going to use that in some way, either against Alexis or, basically I think he definitely knows, Alexis is the one that hit him. So Curtis comes in and after Ava leaves and basically says Julian needs him to find out who's trying to kill him because third time's a charm, hey. Also at the hospital, Nina's there. There's a bunch of kids with their parents donating for Toys for Tots, and Santa is late. Dante and Lulu arrive. Rocco was dropped off at daycare. He went through a change of hands that seems to confuse them. They're like, well, how did Tracy wind up watching you? How did he wind up here? But they're still on their honeymoon high. So Valentine is there talking to Nina, and he has donations, and, Nina somehow wound up as the organizer for this whole thing. And Lulu and Dante are curious why he and Nina are so close, and that they might be together again. And, Nina's a little more distant from Valentine than last time, and she also brings up Anna. At Carly's office, Nell is listening to the recording with earphones in, because I had a mini panic attack. You hear it, and then you see Michael walk in, and you're like, and then you realize she has headphones in, and you're like, oh, no. So Nell pretends she was listening to music, and, Michael talks about having to go Christmas shopping, and he wonders if she can help him pick out a gift for Carly. So she actually has some pretty good ideas. A pizza stone, and he's like, well, my mom doesn't really cook. And she's like, no, but she likes microwave pizza, and, heating up on a pizza stone might be better. And also maybe a cashmere sweater, so she could just, lounge around the house, because that's what she likes to do, hang out with her family. So he also, Monday the 12th, they make sure they get that in there, is the gala for Toys for Tots, and will Nell go with him? Oh, this whole thing is just going to get very... I feel like this is next year's, early, probably sweepsy thing, if not maybe summer sweepsy thing. I know, there's no sweeps in summer, but, they are really setting this up for a big fall. At Sonny's place, Carly comes over. She wants to work on their relationship together. They kiss, and then she turns into Nell. It was a dream. And I'm like, I totally knew that was a dream. You could just tell now. They pull that dream card so many times. I can see it coming from a mile away. So then Carly comes in for realsies and sees that Sonny was having a nightmare. So after checking in with him a little bit, she tells him about Julian and shows him the article. Ooh, the sun has went away, so now my lighting is not as good as it was. So Sonny thinks that whoever ran Julian over should have finished him, and he thinks she wants to know if he sent someone to run down Julian. But she doesn't think he had anything to do with it, but the police will, which is her concern. So she can see things more clearly. He's not responsible for Morgan's death, and that makes the grief more bearable for her, but, he says that what she and the family want meant enough to him for him to change. So they talk a little bit about Jason's investigation. He won't jeopardize their future after this is over. So basically means once this is over, he's really just totally changed. She can tell something's going on though, and she wants him to tell her, which wouldn't be a good idea. So he says he's doing that thing of looking back and, figuring out what different choices he could have made. And she says she does that too, but you should just focus on the future. And I'm like, oh yeah, you should focus on the future, all right. So then they get a call. Someone's at the door. Ava is coming to visit. Fun. So she wants to talk, and then she sees Carly, and she wasn't expecting to see her there. So she thought they'd talk in private, and Sonny's like, anything you say to me, you could say in front of Carly. And yeah, that's not what she expected. So, end scene, because I think Ava took a lot of satisfaction in the fact that Carly left Sonny, and maybe she was going to use that but oh well. Now end scene. So Dante tells Lulu that Valentine is obviously playing Nina, but she'll have to find that out herself. Let them focus on Rocco. Nina chooses, basically Nina's like, look, Anna will tell me one thing, you'll tell me one thing, and I'll just have to, figure out who to believe. And she chooses Valentine, but not that she knows he's far from innocent, but he's a really good father, and that's basically what she's basing this whole decision on, is he's a good father. So who knows? Anna calls Robert with more information on Valentine. Not a lot, but something. So Alexis leaves Kelly's and runs into Sam and Jason, and Julian texts her again that he hates to wait. And I'm like, oh my god, this dude totally knows what he's doing. But is he gonna blackmail her into taking him back or giving him a chance? Where's he gonna go with this? So Sonny and Sam mention the police will be looking at Sonny, and I don't know if that concerns her or relieves her, to be quite honest with you. Julian tells Curtis the hit and run was probably an accident, and yo, I fired you. So Julian won't hire him back, and he tells him he'll regret it if he keeps investigating, which definitely doesn't sound ominous at all. Nell notices Michael had to take a business call, and she notices how cool and icy his voice gets when he's talking business, and that's just a detail that I want to mention because I feel it's going to come up somewhere. And he really wants her to go to the gala with him. Ava wants to rework the custody agreement, and Ava's like, you can't even leave the house. And he's like, well, Christina or someone else can take her to the park if she wants to go to the park. Avery, sorry. He's like, other people can leave the house. And he says, look, the charges could be dropped next week. There's not even a trial date set. You're getting ahead of yourself. She brings up him having Julian mowed down, which he doesn't even dignify with the response, at least right now. And, you know, he's obviously going to jail, so why not just make the, you know, transition now? And Carly says she's the reason not to do this, right? Right, E-Cat? E-Cat showed up for a second. Ow, ow, ooh, nails. So that looks like it's going to be a fun Monday fight between Ava and Carly. Haven't seen them, you know, fight it out in a while, right, E-Cat? E-Cat, come here. Come here, come here. They want to say... She has my iPad. Hi. Say hi. I'm E-Cat. Hi. One of the kittens were now socializing. That's why this is up today instead of last night. And we had to go pick them up and get them settled. She kind of looks like E-Cat a little bit with the face, so that should be fun, right? A little mini E-Cat. We named her Latte. Got Coffee, Latte, and Baby Jake. So they'll be here for just, you know, a little bit, socializing them. Maybe I'll get a video of them and maybe not, who knows. But also the November month in review for General Hospital, I'm aiming to get up by early next week. I'm aiming for Monday. Hopefully I can, you know, bang it out tomorrow. I'm going to the city today, so I'm not gonna have a lot of time, but maybe I'll get it a little bit done tonight. But in any event, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Monday for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye!